Hello everybody. Today it's 14 degrees outside right now and I'm going to bundle up and go for a walk. But first I am going to go to Casey's and get a coffee. So today I am going to wear this Oralabor, heated vest when I walk because it's a chilly day. My brother got this for me for my birthday last year, and I've worn it at work because it's really cold at work, but I've never worn it on a walk. So today will be the first day that I wear this heated vest. I think it'll come in handy. I've got these smart wool leggings, and I'm kind of being dorky and wearing these smart wool socks. I don't know if that is good, I don't know. And they look pretty stupid. And then my shoes. Okay, I'm actually not going to wear my vest today because I had this pack of like hand warmers, but they go in this vest, which is very attractive. And I wanted to steal some of the hand warmers from this vest, but you can't. And as soon as I opened it, I activated the heat warmers in this vest. So I'm going to wear this over my shirt instead. And then my puffy didn't fit over my heated vest, but it might fit over this because this is very snug. And then I've got one of these things, I don't know what it's called, and it's over my head too. And then I put my hat on over it. And then if it gets really cold, I can put this up over my mouth and nose and face. But then it forms condensation and that's really gross. So hopefully I don't have to do that. Okay, so today is a video. It's the first video in a series I'm going to call Walking Every Saturday in Iowa, No Matter What. Outside, it is miserably cold in Iowa, and so I want to teach others how to manage the cold weather. I want to teach myself, more importantly, not that I'm more important than you, but you know what I mean, how to walk outside and deal with Iowa winters. It's very depressing to me that I can't walk outside anymore, and maybe that's not a truth. I can walk outside if I just bundle up correctly. So I've got my hat, I've got this, whatever this thing's called, I've got my puffy, I've got that hand warmer heated vest on, I've got leggings, I've got my smart wool shirt, I've just got my regular tennis shoes, so I don't have warmer boots yet. I hope that's okay. I've got these gloves that I'm gonna wear, and then I'm going to wear my mittens. They're just ugly Carhartt mittens over my gloves until my hands get warm, or if my hands get warm. But this is my challenge to myself this winter, is to walk every Saturday outside 10 to 20 miles, no matter what. And today we're just taking a familiar path for me. I'm leaving from my home. So it's not a new trail, it's not a new adventure, but it is because I don't know if I'm prepared. So I hope you enjoy this journey with me today. Okay, so I've been walking a couple miles. I have to take the Oralabor Gateway Trail to hook up with the Neal Smith Trail. And so right now, so the Oralabor is kind of busy, so I don't want to talk or anything. But so here's the trail behind me. But I'm going to walk through the Gateway Hills neighborhood to add a couple miles, and it's a really beautiful neighborhood, so I love walking through there. But I'm actually struggling with being too hot. At first, the first mile, I thought my face was going to be way too cold, but I've got these hand warmer things on, so it's keeping my core really warm. And then I've got these 2 pairs of gloves on, which make my hands too warm. So here's the problem though. I'm a little bit overdressed and I'm sweating. And I think that it's going to catch up with me later and be a problem and make me colder, but I can't really easily take off layers. I could take this off, but as soon as you take something off, I took off these gloves and then my hands were just my fingers were bitterly cold. So it's really tough, but I'm doing this for you, and I will figure this out, and we will get how to walk in the winter in Iowa down to an exact science. Okay, so I've been walking for an hour and right about 4 miles, although I'm not keeping track of miles because it drains my phone battery, but I've walked this enough to know I've gone 4 miles. My face is really numb right now and I can barely talk because I was kind of out in the open, and the wind is coming from the west, maybe northwest. And anyway, I got really cold, just my face. The rest of me is fine. And I didn't pull up my balaclava or whatever that's called because, again, I just don't like that condensation. And I knew I would be back in the protection of the trees soon. But anyway, I wanted to document. I'm coming up to the end of the Oralabor Gateway Trail, and I'm coming up to the Neal Smith Trail. So if I turn left, I'll go to that Sycamore access, but I'm going to go right and walk up over the dam and head that direction toward Polk City. Well, I just took a slight detour. I have some advice. Don't drink a large coffee before you head out. Just drink enough to warm you up and give you a little bit of energy, because it's harder to relieve yourself in the woods when there is no leaf, whatever, no foliage, and you're wearing a bright red jacket. So hopefully no one saw me, but I feel a lot better now. This is really cool here because I can never see this in the spring, summer, or fall. Oh, I guess it's still fall. It's November 30th. That's really pretty right there. This is really cool. I have documented this prairie in a previous video when I walked the Neal Smith Trail, but now I haven't been back for a couple of weeks. I saw my daughter in Spokane last weekend, so I didn't do a long walk at all, but they've burned the prairie, so that's pretty cool. That's the Saylorville Dam. Well, I think I'm going to just go 8 miles today, which really bothers me, but I just can't walk as fast as I was. I'm dealing with some inflammation, so I'm going to have to tighten up my diet and give up rice and legumes and maybe other things too. I just can't get rid of inflammation. And then I'm also dealing with a lot of hot flashes. So this vest, heat warmer vest that I'm wearing, my other vest, I can turn it up and down as I want. This one, it is just roasting me. It makes me so hot, but I can't take off my puffy because I look like I'm wrapped in gauze and it's not flattering. And I'm afraid if I take it off, I'll regret it, and then I'll have to try to get it back on, and it's really tight and cumbersome. So I think I'm just going to leave it on, but it is kind of annoying. But my feet have stayed warm. I just constantly take on and off these Carhartt gloves, and I love these mittens. As soon as I I take them off, and then when you take off gloves, it kind of cools your whole body. But then my fingers get really frozen again, even with my like Under Armour running gloves. And so then I'll put them back on. But that's a pretty easy thing to do to really cool and heat up your whole body, is just take gloves on and off. So that's just something to consider. But I love that I have 2 sets of gloves. So I just ate my snack. I had a frozen Nugo bar, so it actually froze. It was like I had put it in the fridge. And the coldest G2 I've ever consumed in my life. And and then I had a fruit puree packet that was I have stuff on my teeth. Almost frozen too. I mean, not hard, but it was really good. And I think maybe I should put those in my fridge when I eat those regularly, because they were really yummy. But my drinks aren't frozen. I think it's still only about 17 degrees out. The sun is out, and I can actually feel the warmth still, which surprises me. And sometimes in Iowa, the sun doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a warmer day. It's oftentimes colder when the sun is out, because if it's a cloudy day, that precipitation in the air helps insulate the temperature down here. And so anyway, so it is really crisp, I think, because it's sunny, but it's shining right on me now, and it really feels really good. So I went 8 miles or so, a little over 2 hours, but right about 2 hours. And now I'm heading back. So it'll be a 4-hour day and around 16 miles. Well, it's been about, let's see, I have about 5 miles left, I think. And I was just thinking, I'm not as fast as I was even a couple months ago. And I don't know if you're competitive with yourself like I am, but one thing I'm trying to do is switch right now, since I'm not that fast, but I still want to exercise and I don't want to feel down about it. I'm just trying to log time on feet, TOF, instead of miles. So today I will have walked for over 4 hours, and I'm really satisfied with that. And I think that's great. I could be resting at home, watching TV, putzing around on my phone for 4 hours. And instead I was on my feet, exercising. So it doesn't matter always how many miles you get in. Sometimes, you can just switch and just worry about the time on your feet. And I think then you can still be satisfied with your progress for the day. So I'm coming up to the junction where I'm going to turn left to go to the Oralabor Gateway Trail again. And that section was really cold, but I'm actually glad because I'm really warm. I've been down here with the trees, and then also they've built up the earth over there to protect against flooding from the Des Moines River. So there's a lot of protection against the wind. But I just wanted to talk about this heat vest that I'm wearing. I highly recommend it if you are like going to a sports event or something where you're going to have to stand outside like a long time without moving. But if you're moving, you are just stuck with it the entire time unless you try to wrench it off your body. So I can't wait till next week when I wear my vest. And I'm almost wondering if I could use that vest and just a base layer, like a merino wool blend base layer and just the vest. Because, everyone knows it's your extremities that get cold, and my toes the first mile were just a little bit cold, like the tips of my big toes, but all the rest of the time they've been just fine in my smart wool socks. So you don't need to worry about that if you're walking. But and honestly, I don't even know if I need a vest. I think it's pretty easy to layer up your core, you know, just throw on a nice base layer, another shirt over that, maybe even a light jacket, and then a puffy, and then you can take off layers as you'd like. But I really messed up wearing this vest, but I opened it. I didn't want it to go to waste, and now I know. I just had a little bit more of it's like an RX bar, but it's from Aldi, so it's their brand, which I think are better. I just had a little bit of it, and then my G2 was super slushy, which is how I prefer G2. So that was really cool and awesome. And I had just climbed up a big hill, so I got really warm, so that cooled me down a little bit, but I think I'm on the last 3 miles, so I'm going to walk more than 4 hours today, probably closer to 4.5. I don't like to video people's properties, but this is just such a nice neighborhood, and it looks really cool without the leaves on the trees because you can see their homes better. Well, I have about 1.5 miles left. I think I will have walked about 17 miles, not that it matters. Maybe 4 hours and 15 minutes by the time I get home. So that's a good day. I hope I gave you some good tips on how to stay warm. At one point, a couple minutes ago, I had taken off my Carhartt gloves for a while, and boy, did my hands get cold. I had my Under Armour gloves on, but it's almost like not wearing anything, honestly. So I might see if there are just a pair of gloves that are good enough for walks like this, so that way I don't have to wear 2 pairs and keep taking them on or putting them on and taking them off. But anyway, it was a good day. I'm going to keep walking every Saturday outside no matter what. And hopefully I can give you some other good tips for walking in the winter. So thanks for walking with me.